Good morning students. I am Anita Sharma from Nalanda Science College. I am lecturer in English. I hope all of you are staying safe at home. Well, today's class is on a very beautiful poem, that is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Today we are going to have a narration on explanation. I will explain the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. It was written by Robert Frost. I have tried my best to explain you the people line by line, the stanza wise the poem, by using all the references and the hidden meaning in the very simplest way. I hope I will try my best. I hope you will understand the poem in a very narrative way, and I will make you understand the poem as possible in a very brief and very simplest form, dear. So before going through the poem, we must come to know about something about the poet, that is Robert Frost. It was written by Robert Frost. Dear students, Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet and he was a great lover of nature. Most of the poem he had written is on the natures only. Even if you go through the poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, will find throughout the poem he had admired the nature beauty and make the people learn that how we have to love the nature and what the things we are learning from the nature. So most of his poem he had wrote is about the nature, praising the nature. Some of the famous poems were, popular poems were Road Not Taken, Mending Words, even he had written the Stopping by Wood on a Snowy Evening based on nature. So first of all, while discussing the poem, we must put a focus. We must have a focus on the Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, on the title of the poem. If we focus on the title of the poem, we can see that wood, snowy, evening. The word, these three words, just have a look on these three words here. Wood, snowy, evening. These three words, if you will find that it is based on these three words, it is focusing on the nature only. Woods here means forest. In the poetic language, the word wood means forest. Snowy means the atmosphere is full of snow. It is describing the atmosphere. The snow is falling and it is snowy atmosphere. And evening. Okay, evening also we can say that it is narrating the nature only. It is the evening hour. So, wood, snowy, evening. Everything is based on nature. So, one more thing I would like to tell you before entering into this poem, before going through this poem, that after completing a paragraph, I hope you are the first year student and you are stepping on to the first year for the first time, and you might be feeling it quite difficult to have a communication from English to English. Still, after completing this poem, I'll just complete the paragraph. After that, in English, I'll narrate you this poem as far as possible in Odia also. Okay? So, don't worry about it. I'll narrate this paragraph line by line. I'll explain you in English. Thereafter, I'll refer it in Odia also. Okay? So, have patience and please have a look to the video till the end. It will be very useful to you. So, first of all, we'll go for the poem. Whose woods these are, I think I know. The poet is telling that once what happened, before going through the poem dear, have a look. You must come to know that what is the surrounding, what is the situation over there. Before narrating the poem, let's have a look, let's have a detail about the situation. Once what happened, the poet was just coming from his home on his horse and he had to reach to the farmhouse. You know, in earlier days, the people used to have some holidays in the farmhouse, to have some rest, they used to choose the farmhouse. Here also we will find that the poet, Robert Frost, our poet is Robert Frost. He was just moving from his home on his horse, riding on his horse, he wants to go to the farmhouse. But on the way, he had to stop somewhere. He stopped somewhere because he was interested. He stopped somewhere. That somewhere is in the woods. He stopped nearby a wood. Wood means jungle. We can say the forest. Why he stopped over that? To enjoy the natural beauty. Okay, he was very much attracted by the beauty of nature. By looking at the deep forest, he stood over there for a long period of time. So by staying over that, he is narrating these lines and he is saying that whose woods these are, I think I know. The poet is telling that whose wood, woods means here the jungle, the forest. This forest belongs to whom? He is thinking that he knows that person very well. Okay, the owner of the forest or the jungle is known to him. He whose woods these are, I think I know. The poet is telling that the jungle or the forest to whom it belongs, he knows him very well. Now next sentence is telling that his house is in the village though. In the next sentence he is narrating that his house, whose house this one? His house means the owner's house, the owner of the forest house. The poet thinks that he knows it very well that he is living in the nearby village. Inside nearby the village, the owner is dwelling or living over there. I hope you are getting me up to here. His house is in the village though. In the village though means nearby the village, his house is there, the owner's house is there, and he knows it very well. It is the thinking of the poet. He is thinking so. He will not see me stopping here. He will not see me stopping here. Who is referred as he here? The poet is referred as he here. He is telling that Robert Frost is telling that the owner of the forest will never come to know that while riding from here, while traveling from here, I stood in the forest and enjoying the natural beauty. He will never come to know, the owner will never come to know that I have stood here and enjoying the natural beauty for a long period of time, because he is living, the owner is living in the nearby village. He will never come to know that I stood over here. Now next sentence is telling you, was the wood filled up with snow? Why the poet, instead of going to his farmhouse, why the poet Robert Frost is standing there? Okay, the question arises that why the poet, while going from his home to the farmhouse, why he stood over there? The answer is, was the wood filled up with snow? He was attracted by the deep forest because the whole forest is filled up with the snowfall. Okay, the all over the trees are there. Okay, the plants are the trees, so all deep tree, the tall trees are there, and we can say that you just have an imagine of a forest wherever you will find the tall big trees are there and animals were there going from here to there, and not only the stream are there floating over there, and snowfall is there. Okay, at that time he was attracted by this beauty of nature and he stood over there. Towards the wood filled up with snow. The whole forest is filled with the snowfall. Okay, bits of snow, small pieces of snowfall is there, soft pieces of snow, and it is filled with that. Up to here I hope I have made you clear. For that purpose he is staying over there to enjoy the natural beauty, and he is admiring the nature by standing over there. I hope you are getting me clear up to here. Now I am trying my best to explain, because few of the students are there, those will not able to understand from English to English. I have communicated in English to English this paragraph. Now for other students who are unable to understand in English, I will just try my best to make you understand in Odia also. So it is my sincere request to all the students of the first year, please you should prefer English to English at least in the second year. So you should always ready to have communicate in English to English. So it will be far beneficial for you in your future career. Anyway, today though you are a first year student, now I am going to explain you in your regional language, that is Odia. So stopping by woods on a snowy evening here. एठी रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट द पॉइंट निज घर फार्म हाउस गला रास्ता रही गले कहीं से बेसी attracted हेले attracted means he is very he started appreciating the point means से जगह को बेसी देखिकी से बेसी इंटरेस्टेड हेले से सेठी रही गले कहीं सेठी So now I am trying my best to explain for few of the students in Odia also. So dear ones, just have a look. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. ये poem टा base अच्छी. Stopping by woods on a पूरा poem टा nature ऊपर base अच्छी. Okay students? और एक ही लिखा है ची. Whose woods these are? I think I know. इटी I कहले कहाँ को बुझाए? इटी I कहले रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट को बुझाती. So poet कौचंदी ताके घर बाहर लाड़को फार्म हाउस को गला को मझी गोटे जगार रही गले से जगहटा कौन गोटे फॉरेस्ट टा से फॉरेस्ट पाखरे से ठिया पड़े कहीं ठिया पड़े कहीं से बेसी आकर्षित हेले नेचर को देखिकी ओके से नेचर को देखी बेसी आकर्षित हेले एप्रिशिएट करले ताको नेचर को प्रेज करले ताहापरे सेठी ठिया पड़े बेसी देरी जाए सेठी ठिया हला परे पॉइंट कहउचंदी कि whose woods these are I think I know woods कहले इठी फॉरेस्ट जंगल मु जानिची ये जंगलटा कहार और जहार जंगलटा से नियर बाय विलेज पाख विलेज रे से लोकटा रहउची किंतु से केबे हेले जानि पारिबोनी कि मु रास्ता रो गला को मु एठी ठियाइची पॉइंट कहउचंदी his house is in the village तो ओके से केबे हेले जानि पारि जो कि ओनरटा जहार जंगल एटा से ओनर तांकर से विलेज पाखे रहउचंदी और से केबे हेले जानि पारिबेनी कि मु एठी ठियाइची he will never see me stopping here who एठी ही कहले कि the owner of the forest जी ओनर ये फॉरेस्ट रो जंगल रो जी ओनर से नेकी रहउचंदी स्टॉपिंग हियर से गाँ पाखे रहउचंदी से केबे जानि पारियानी कि रास्ता रे गला को एठी ठियाई पड़ली अच्छा एठी गोटी क्वेश्चन आसुची कि काहे कि पॉइंट से एठी ठियाइचंदी कोन ऑब्जर्व करिबा पई से ठियाइचंदी तो एठी हमें देखिबा टू वॉच द वुड फिल अप विथ स्नो पॉइंट से एठी ठियाइचंदी टू वॉच मीन्स एठी देखिबा पई ऑब्जर्व करिबा पई ठियाइचंदी एप्रिशिएट करछंदी इंटरेस्टेड अछंदी से सेठी ठियाई कि आकर्षित हेकी ठियाई कि फॉरेस्ट को देखुचंदी नेचर को देखुचंदी ताको एन्जॉय करूचंदी आई होप आपन को ओडिया रे टी बुझा पड़ी थिबो नाउ वी विल मूव ऑन टू द सेकंड पैराग्राफ ओके डियर जस्ट मूव ऑन टू द सेकंड पैराग्राफ ऑफ द पोएम okay students now we will move on to the second paragraph of the poem and it is also an interesting one. First of all you must focus that the whole paragraph the second paragraph is totally based on the response of the horse. In this paragraph you will come to know that the poet had not come to the forest all alone. He is not on his travelling way, he is not on his journey all alone. He is accompanied by a horse. Okay, he is riding on his horse to reach to his farmhouse. Okay, in this paragraph we will come to know about the horse and what the horse is thinking about the poet. Here, my little horse must think it quick. The poet is telling that my little horse. The poet is riding on a horse to reach up to his destiny. Here to go to his destiny and his destiny is the farmhouse. So here we will come to know that my little horse must think it quick. The poet is telling that I have a little horse on which I am riding now and that little horse is standing over there. He must be thinking, my little horse means the horse might be thinking. The poet is telling that my little horse must be thinking it to be quick. Quick means your strange. Strange means extraordinary. Means you must, the horse must be shocked off. Why the horse must be thinking? Why he was shocked about? What is the question? What is the reason? Why he is thinking suddenly that he was shocked? The poet is telling that my little horse, the horse must be shocked to come to know that why I am standing here and what I am doing here in the forest rather going to the farmhouse. So a question must be coming to the mind of the horse that why my master is standing in the forest, what he is doing so, what he is doing here. To stop without a farmhouse near. So poet is telling that my little horse must be thinking about that why my master is standing here and instead of going to stop without a farmhouse near. Means the farmhouse is nearby. Instead of going to the farmhouse, why my master is standing here and wasting his time. So rather going to the farmhouse, what he is doing here. This is the question arising in the mind of the horse. The poet is telling. Between the woods and the frozen lake, where the horse and the poet are standing there, in the question if they will ask, in the answer you have to write between the woods and the frozen lake. The poet is standing in between the location where the poet is standing. The location is situated between the woods and the frozen lake. Woods means forest and the lake. In between them the poet is standing. Okay, frozen lake. Wood means forest. Frozen lake means a lake which is filled with snow. Okay, a lake which won't have any dirt, water had dried up and the whole lake is filled with small pieces of snowfall. In between the lake and the jungle or the forest, the poet is standing over that and enjoying the beauty of nature and appreciating it. So between the woods and the frozen lake, the poet is standing. Why my master is standing between the lake and the frozen lake? What he is doing over that? This question is arising in the mind of the horse. The darkest evening of the year. Here you will find the horse is in a strange way, in a very shocking way. He is telling that, the horse is telling that, the view of the horse is that the darkest evening of the year. According to the horse, it is the most darkest evening of the year. The horse is saying that darkest. What do you mean darkest? Darkest means it is dark enough. That darkness is there in the forest. It is going from evening. It is going to be night, and the forest is covered with darkness. Evening of the year. The poet is the horse is thinking that it is the most darkest evening of the year. There is no moonlight. There is nothing over that. So any source of light. That's why the horse is saying that it is the most darkest evening of the year. Okay, and this thing is being observed by the poet. The poet is thinking that my little horse must be thinking it is a very strange thing. The horse must be thinking this. Whatever here in the second paragraph, we will go through it. It is based on the ideas of the horse. It is based on the thinking power of the horse. The horse is an animal deer. It cannot enjoy the beauty of nature. But being a human being, the Robert Frost can enjoy the beauty of nature. Okay, he was also a great appreciator. He was a great appreciator of nature. That's why he is telling that I am enjoying the beauty of nature. But for the animal, that is a horse, he could never enjoy the beauty of nature, and it must be coming in his mind that why my master Robert Frost, he is standing over that, and what he is doing? Why should we will not go to the farmhouse? So these are the questions arising in the mind of the horse. Okay. So up to here, is it clear? I hope I have made it clear to you the people. Each and every sentence, it will be far helpful to you. Now I am going to explain it in Odia also. So it will be helpful for some other student who could not understand from English to English. Okay. Stopping by my little horse must think it quick. Eki poet कहउछंदी कि मोर लिटिल हॉर्स छोट घोड़ाटीए must think it quit. Must think it quit means आश्चर्य हे जेथिबो. Quit means आश्चर्य हे जिबा, strange, shock हे जिबा. घोड़ाटीए shock हे जेथिबो कि मो मास्टर रॉबर्ट फर्स्ट एटी काहे ठियाइछंदी. तांको तो जिबार अछि फार्म हाउस. तांको डेस्टिनी हला, तांको गोल हला फार्म हाउस. से काहे कि एठी मझरे ठियाइ कि कोन करूछंदी. ए कथा तांकर माइंड रे आछि हॉर्स रो. के कहउछंदी पोएट कहउछंदी. पोएट कहउछंदी मो हॉर्सटा काहे कि हॉर्सटा भाबुथिबो मु काहे कि एठी ठियाइ छि. So, similarly, कोठी ठियाइछंदी हॉर्स और पोएट ठियाइछंदी बिटवीन द वुड्स एंड द फ्रोजन लेक. जोठी लोकेशन रे तांके ठियाइछंदी सीटा गुटे वुड्स मींस फॉरेस्ट और फ्रोजन लेक मझरे ठियाइछंदी. फ्रोजन लेक मींस लेक जोटा नेकी आइस रो फिल अप हो जाइथिबो. चिलिका लेक यू माइट हैव नोन अबाउट डियर. सो चिलिका लेक बड़े बड़े लेक ता जोटा कि फिल अप विथ आइस. जोटा आइस रो भरी जाइछि और फॉरेस्ट से दीटा मझिरे पॉइंट ठियाई कि नेचर ब्यूटीटा को एंजॉय करछन. जोटा कि हॉर्स को किछि बुझा पडुनी. से पई बाबूछि मो मास्टर काहे कि निजो फार्म हाउस न जाई कि काहे कि सिटी ठियाई कि टाइम वेस्ट करछन. ओके. द डार्केस्ट इवनिंग ऑफ द ईयर. तापरे हॉर्स बाबूछि एटा पूरा ईयर रो 1 ईयर रो पूरा वर्ष जाकर डार्केस्ट इवनिंग अछि. ओके डियर, अप टू ईयर क्लियर. थैंक यू. So dear students, moving on to the third paragraph, we'll find that he gives his harness bell a shake. Now the poet is telling that he gives his harness bell a shake. He, who is referred as he here, the horse. Now the horse, as I told you in the second paragraph, the horse is thinking that why my master is standing here or why he is wasting his time rather than going to the farmhouse. So here he is referred to the horse. Now the poet is telling that he gives his, in order to draw the attention, in order to have the attention of the poet. Though the horse is an animal, he could not call out the poet. That's why the horse is giving his harness bell a shake. That means the horse is having a bell around his neck. The bell is tied around the neck of the horse. Now the horse is shaking his bell in order to draw the attention of the poet towards it, so that the poet could see and think that, okay, I am getting late, I have to go to the farmhouse. My horse is waiting for me and my horse is dragging my attention. So the horse is trying his best to draw the attention of the poet towards him. That's why he is giving his harness bell a shake. A bell you might have seen in the horses, those were pet horses, you will find that the horses are having a bell around their neck. Okay, so we will find. So dear ones, as I told you, he gives his harness bell a shake. He gives means the horse is giving his harness bell a shake to draw the attention of the poet, because the poet is not giving attention to the horse, and that's why the poet is telling he gives his harness bell a shake. You might have seen that bell ringing, the bell tied around the neck of the horse, so that he can draw the attention of the poet. He gives his harness bell a shake. The horse is giving a shake, means he is just shaking his harness bell so that the poet could see him, to ask if there is some mistake. The horse is telling that the poet is making some mistake. Okay, some mistake has been taken. Sorry, some mistake has been heard, and that mistake is that instead of going to the farmhouse, the poet is standing in the forest. That's why the horse is telling that to ask if there is some mistake. The horse wants to ask to the poet, why you are standing over there, my master, why you are standing over there? Let's go to the farmhouse without wasting any more time, because the night is approaching and we will be in danger. So let's go to the farmhouse. The only other sound, the sweep. The only other sound, the sweep. Dear student, the only other sound, that means here the poet is telling, Robert Frost is telling that the only other sound in the forest, you could not hear any more sound. Only the least sound, only some of the few sound you could hear, that is of the wind, that is of the easy winds and downy flake. The poet is telling that in the whole forest, in the darkest forest, wherever they are standing, the horse and the poet Robert Frost is standing, no other sound is available. Only few sound of the easy wind. Easy winds means easily going winds. The wind is blowing and the smooth sound of the wind we could hear, and along with that the downy flakes. Downy flake means here F-L-A-K-E. Flake means here dear small pieces of snow, soft snow. The snow cubes are there which are available in your fridge. It is not that one. It is very hard enough. The small pieces, few pieces of ice which are available in your fridge, that is hard enough. Here it is snow. The snows are very soft. Okay. The soft pieces of snow which is falling from the heaven on the forest, and the whole forest is covered with snow, that is called flake. Small pieces of soft snow. Okay. Smooth soft snows. Browny flake. Here you might have seen that if the snow fall and they will fall upon each other, they will start tickling. A sound will come. The tickling sound is called downy flakes. Okay, the downy flakes, the sound is audible over there. None other of the sound you could see over there. You could hear over there. Okay. So once again I am going to tell you that of easy, only the sound available in the forest is only the easy winds, and the downy flake is of that of easy winds. Easy means smoothly blowing winds, and the downy flakes means falling of snowfalls. Those sound only you could hear in the forest. It is audible. Okay. So up to here, is it clear? In English I have explained you that it is the thinking of the horse, what he is thinking about, why the poet is standing over there. The major question if you will get in the exam, you can answer them in a very simplest way. Now the same paragraph I am going to explain in Odia as far as possible. He gives his harness bell a shake. It is poet कहउचंदी कि horse तार harness bell means गोटे bell horse रो बेको चारियारे लगा ही थाए. से बेलटा से शेक करछि हलोछि ताकि poet ताको देखि पारंती. So the poet तांको देखिबे horse को, तो poet मन पड़िबो कि तांको farm house जिबार अछि. सेठी ठिया न ठिया हेकि तांको farm house रे पहुंचियार अछि. से पई poet रो attention draw करिबा पई poet तांको देखंतु कहि कि horse तांकर harness belta हलोछि. Okay. To ask if there is some mistake. To ask there is some mistake means एठी horse कहउछि कि पॉइंट तमे किछि मिस्टेक कर देछो कोन मिस्टेक करछो कोन गलती करछो ना फार्म हाउस जीवा अपेक्षा तमे एठी काहे ठियाइछो हमको फार्म हाउस पे जीवा कथा काहे कि ना द नाइट इज अप्रोचिंग मींस राती हबा को जाउछि हमको एठू पळया कथा एटा बुझिया पई हॉर्स ताकर हार्नेस बेल मींस बेल जो ताको बेकरे लगाइछि हॉर्स रो सेटा से हलो की पॉइंट रो अटेंशन ड्रॉ करछन्ती of easy winds and the brownie flakes. The only other sound the sweep of easy winds and brownie flakes. एठी हॉस्टा कहउचंदी कि इसे पॉइंट कहउचंदी कि ओनली अदर साउंड जोटा कि खाली सिटी साउंड जोटा अछि फॉरेस्ट रे किछटा साउंड सुबुची सेटा खाली इजी विंड मींस स्मूथली ब्लोइंग विंड्स जो विंड जो पवन बेसी स्मूथली चले सेटा और ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स ओनली सुबा जाउची ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स मींस आइस जेबे सब पड़ी थाए तो चाहे गोटे शब्द आसे से शब्द ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स को जाए पीसेस ऑफ आइस स्मॉल पीसेस ऑफ आइस को ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स को जाए से शब्दटा खाली सुबा पड़ुची कौन इजी विंड्स मींस स्मूथली ब्लोइंग विंड्स जो पवन भल स्मूथली चालुची और ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स का शब्द ओके So dear ones, now I am going to explain the whole paragraph in Odia so that other student can have a easy explanation to that. Okay dear, let's have a look. He gives his harness bell a shake. Here the poet is telling that he gives his harness bell a shake. ये poet कहउछनी he कोई के काहा को बुझा जाए horse को बुझा जाए horse एठी तारो bell एठी harness means घागुड़ी कोई के कहउछनी घागुड़ी कहले गोटे बेलटा जोटा लगा हिथिबो हॉर्स रो बेकरे ठीक अछि तो हॉर्स रो बेकरे गोटे बेल थी लगा हिची ताकू से चेक करछि मींस हलोछि काहे कि हलोछि टू ड्रॉ द अटेंशन ऑफ द पॉइंट एठी घोड़ाटा अटेंशन ड्रॉ करिया पे पॉइंट अटेंशन ड्रॉ करिया पे निजे तरफ ताकू डाकियबा पाई से बेलटा को हलोछि हॉर्स ओके डियर नाउ to ask if there is some mistake एठी पॉइंट कहउचंदी कि हॉर्स मते पचारिया को चाहूची कि मु किछिटा मिस्टेक करिछि मु काहे कि फार्म हाउस न जाय कि दैट इज माय डेस्टिनी जोटा कि मोर डेस्टिनी मोर गोल सेठी न जाय कि मु एठी काहे कि ठिया हेछि ओके द पॉइंट कहउचंदी कि हॉर्स मते पचारिया को चाहूची गुटे क्वेश्चन पचारिया चाहूची कि मो मास्टर मो ऑनर काहे कि एठी ठिया हेछंदी फार्म हाउस को काहे कि जाउनांती इट इज गोइंग टू बी नाइट एनफ एंड नाइट इज अप्रोचिंग राति हेबा को आसुची और काहे कि से फार्म हाउस को जाउनांती एटा हॉर्स पचारिया को चाहूचंदी पॉइंट को ओनली अदर साउंड द स्वीप ओनली अदर साउंड किछिटा हेले साउंड सेठी सुबुनी जस्ट बीट इन द साउंड सुबुची को दिसर साउंड सुबुची ऑफ इजी विंड्स एंड ब्राउनी फ्लेक ऑफ इजी विंड में स्मूथली ब्लोइंग विंड्स जोटा कि आमे कहूछु कि बेसी मंद गति रे पवन बहिबा ओके मंद गति रे पवन बहिबा वाला लागुची से आवाज से शब्दटा खाली सुबुची और ब्राउनी फ्लेक मींस हियर स्मॉल पीसेस ऑफ स्नो ओके ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स जोटा तुम माने रखि थो फ्रिज रे रखि थाउ कि आइस क्यूब दैट इज नॉट हियर सेटा बेसी हार्ड था इट ब्राउनी फ्लेक में स्मूथ एंड छोटो छोटो आइस स्नो जोड़ा फॉल रे निते स्नो देखो ताकू पाइछि ब्राउनी फ्लेक्स ओके सेटा एठी पड़िछि से शब्द आका एठी सुबुछि और कोनसी शब्द से फॉरेस्ट रे सुबु नाही okay up to here in Odia I hope I have make it clear now we'll move on to the fourth paragraph and it is the we can see the theme of the whole poem is there on the fourth paragraph okay just move on to the fourth paragraph